Hi everyone, good evening. This is Hareesha from H&B Premier Tax and Accounting LLC. I wanted to bring you another episode with more valuable information about what's going on with SBA funding programs related to COVID-19 outbreak. There are a lot of confusions, around that people don't know how to go about this because there's a lot of new information coming out very fast, and then all the information is new. So we all are doing the research and getting to understanding how the programs works. Things change rapidly. So today is March 31st, 2020. In the evening, few hours before April Fool's Day. The information I'm going to bring you is real, but know that some of the guidelines could change in next few days. What I'm going to give you is true as of today. So what are the main programs that you have available to get support if your business is hurt by COVID-19 outbreak? The first one that a lot of people are looking into is the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. That will help you get loans based on your payroll, and then it will cover part of your payroll cost, which I did a detailed video on this. I will put the link to that video, so if you're interested to get more information about that, you could go watch the video, but I'm not going to cover that here. What I'm going to cover today is the 3 other programs that the SBA listed on their website, and then they changed the application process for these programs since last Sunday night. So what are those programs? The second program is Economic Injury Disaster Loan, EIDL. One of my friends refer to it as EIDL. So that program is going to give you a loan and an advance. So I'll cover that, and then I'll show you how to go and apply for that loan and what information that you need to apply for that loan. The next one is a SBA Debt Relief Program. So that one will allow some businesses to get debt relief if you already have SBA debts. Now, the fourth program is SBA Express Bridge Loans Program. So what I'm going to do is in this video, I'll cover all 3 programs and then give you some ideas how to go and apply for these programs and get financial support if your business needs those support, and then if your business had been affected by COVID-19 outbreak. So let's talk about Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, EIDL. So this program has 1 applications, but they break it down to 2 steps. One is EIDL Advance. So with the Advance program, what you would get is you would get $10,000 advance, right? How long it's going to, how long for them to get it funded? Based on the applications, it should be funded within 3 days. So meaning if you apply today, today is Tuesday, so you probably should get it by Friday. So that's the standard guidelines they have given in on the SBA website. So we'll see if really that happens. I know some of my friends, some of my clients have applied for this for their businesses. So in future videos, I'll let you know how those loans went about. And then one of the conditions that you have to certify when you go through the application is temporary loss of revenue. If your business had lost revenue, so then you qualify for that. So now the real cool thing about this $10,000 advance is it's an advance against the EIDL loan. So let's say you apply for the loan and you get the advance, and then you get denied for this loan, then this advance you will not have to repay back. That's what this SBA website says. So now once you get the advance, then they will move on to the economic injury disaster loan, which will be able to get $2 million maximum, depending on your business revenue, business expenses, and all of that. But this will require more underwriting. I will show you an application for economic injury disaster loan, and then I'll also leave a link on this video So you could go directly to the website and then apply, and then I'll show you what information that you exactly need to fill out that application. Next, SBA debt relief. So if your business already have a loan from SBA and then you can't pay the SBA loan, or if you're getting a new loan from the SBA and then still you can't pay the loan, so you could get the debt relief from SBA. So what it will do is it will pay your loan payments, principal and interest, for 6 months. So what does this cover? It covers loans that are already issued and then the loans that are going to be issued prior to September 27, 2020. So that means today we are in March and tomorrow we're in April. So even into the future, if you go get a loan and then you have to pay, so if you qualify for the debt relief, SBA will cover the principal and interest for up to 6 months. Okay, so that's the SBA debt relief program. Now let's talk about SBA Express Bridge Loans program. So bridge loan programs, the way it works is you already should have a current relationship with SBA Express lender. So once you have that relationship, you could get up to maximum $25,000 to cover the expenses of your business if your business had been affected by a COVID-19 outbreak. Now, it's called a bridge loan for a reason, because it will bridge your expenses until you get the EIDL loan. So if you get approved for an EIDL loan, so the $25,000 advance that you got from the bridge loan will be paid back. This is the website that you have to go to apply for EIDL loans or EIDL advance loans. So you go to this website and then you will see the links here. What you do is you click this link, economic injury disaster loan and loan advance. So it will take you to this next page. And in this page, you'll see to apply for a COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan, click here. You just go here. You click this link, it will take you to this page. If not, I could show you an easy way. What I would do is usually go to sba.gov, go to Google and then go to sba.gov, and then you go to Small Business Administration, and then click on the yellow ribbon all the way on top. Apply for an economic injury disaster loan. You click on this yellow ribbon, it will take you to the application straight away. So once you go to the application, it tells you streamline process requirements. Now, this application was different prior to Sunday night. SBA website updated this on Sunday. Now, if you went ahead and applied with the older method, with filling out the long paper application, I talked to a few professionals, so they said it's advisable to go ahead and apply again through this streamlined application process. So this is my opinion and my guesstimate. My guess is as good as yours. So what I'm thinking is SBA doesn't have so much staff to process the barrage of applications coming through their way. So what they're going to do is they will use computers and machine language to process this application. So that's why they came up with streamlined process. So they will let the computers process most of these applications, and then the information that you put in will review by a computer. So let's see, what information that they're asking, basically. So you have to select, the eligible entity verification. So in this one, most of the time, most businesses will click the first one. Applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees. The next one is for sole proprietors. Applicant is an individual who operates under sole proprietorship with or without employees or an independent contractor. Now, if you are filing a Schedule C, when you file your tax return, so this is you. You have to, click this place. And then also, if you happen to be someone that has a rental property, right, and then you're filing in a Schedule E, so then that is also you here. Okay. So application is a cooperative with more than 500 employees. That's not most of my clients. And then the other stuff are like not relevant to most people, but you could read through them. Now next, you have to click all these boxes. If you don't, you have to click all the boxes that are applicable. Applicant is not engaged in any illegal activity, right? So then no principal of the applicant with 50% or greater ownership interest is more than 60 days delinquent on child support. Look, people, it's very important to pay your child support, right? So if you are 60 days delinquent, you cannot get this loan. Applicant is not an agricultural enterprise or other than agriculture enterprise, agriculture cooperative nursery. Then applicant is not a present live performance of a prurient sexual nature or or derivative of that. Applicant does not derive more than 1/3 of gross revenue from legal gambling activities. So that means if you're a casino, maybe you will not be able to apply for this. Applicant is not in the business of lobbying. Applicant cannot be a state, local, or municipal government. All right, so you click everything that's not applicable. Pretty much you have to click all of them. So if any of these things is applicable to you, then you will not be able to apply. You see, let me take one of these check boxes out. You see, it's disabled. You cannot continue. You have to check all of these things, and then you could go to the next window. So this is where you have to get in touch with your accountant. You need some of the information from your accountant to fill out this section. So basically, it needs your legal name, your trade name, employee identification number. If you're a sole proprietor, you are to enter your social security number, and then organization type. Okay, so this is where you need to know what type of entity you are. If you are a limited liability company, then you click here, and then sole proprietor. Someone files a Schedule C, then C corporation, S corporation, general partnership, limited liability partnership, limited partnership, cooperative, trust, independent. All right. So if you're not sure what to put in there, talk to your accountant. Then you have to click if this is for a not-for-profit organization or yes or no. So the no to these answers is the applicant is a franchise. Okay. So now you need to know your gross revenue for the 12-month period, going backwards from January 31st. So you have to start from February 2019 till end of January. So that's the 12 months that you count. All right. So that's your gross revenue. You have to put the gross revenue number in here. And then if you are a type of business that you have cost of goods sold, so then you have to enter the cost of goods sold number here for the same period. But if you are in a type of business that you provide services, most of the time you might not have cost of goods sold. It will be just your revenue for the previous 12 months. If you're a landlord, you have to put lost rents due to the disaster. Okay, if your tenants didn't pay the rent, that's the number that goes in there. The next box is for not-profit cost operations for the last 12 months. And then this one is for the churches or faith-based organizations. So this is also for them. Now, if you have received compensation from other sources due to the disaster, if anybody has helped your organization, then you have to put that number in here. Now, then you put your primary business address here. That's just pretty self-explanatory. Business phone number that has to go in there. The business email. Now, this information you need to know the date business started. So you could look it up on the state website, Department of State, if you are incorporated. Most of the time, if you are a C corporation, S corporation, you have the date started on your tax return, so you could look it up in there. If not, talk to your accountant. He or she should know that information for the most part. Then current ownership, since when you started on the business, and then you have to put the business activity there, and then you have to put the detailed business activities. So there's a drop down, so you could pick whatever the activity suits your business. And then this one, you need to get the information how many employees you had as of January 31st. So once you fill in this information, you could advance to the next window. The next tab, step 2 of 3, is where you have to give the business owners information. Business owner information: is your business owned by another entity? So you could say yes or no. So if you say yes, it's going to pop up another section that asks for the parent entity, and then parent entity, all that information. But I think that's not relevant to most people. If you click no, and then you could enter individual owners information here. The self-explanatory stuff, name, ownership percentage, that one you have to probably get it from your tax return if you're a partnership, as corporation. If not, most of the time it will be 100%. And then you have to provide your social security number and your date of birth and your place of birth. So and then whether you're a US citizen or not. So basically, my understanding and my opinion about this one here is gathering this information is to run your credit. So they're going to run your credit and see if you have any issues with SBA prior to this, or if you have good credit or not. If you have good credit, most of the time they will process your application pretty quick. And then also they are gathering your residential address, residential information. So once SBA has all this information, your name, your date of birth, your place of birth, your home address, whether you're a US citizen or not, they could run your credit. They could get a lot of other information related to you. This is the step 3 of 3. This is where you have to provide if the owners have any criminal records or related to declared disasters or SBA, or if you have any issues with getting funding or grants from the federal government. So that information goes in here, so you could read then answer to those. And then you put the information of anybody that helped to put together this application. In my opinion, you don't need anybody. You could do it by yourself if you have the information. If you have a good accountant, they will always provide the information. And then this is very important. You have to check this box. I would like to be considered for an advance up to 10,000. So if you don't check this box, you will go to the regular EIDL loan process. But if you check this, most probably you will get the funding within 3 days. And then you have to put your bank name, bank account number, and bank routing number. Also, one other thing I wanted to mention here about this $10,000 advance, like let's say if you get this advance and then you don't get the EIDL loan, right? So according to the SBA website, you don't have to pay this money back. So that will be a grant at that point. Now, if you get the EIDL loan, so that this advance will be recovered from the EIDL loan. Also, let's say you don't get a EIDL loan. You don't qualify for that, you get the advance. Now, you get a PPP loan, Paycheck Protection Program loan. One thing, if you listen to the video that I did about Paycheck Protection Program, you know that you will be able to get some of that loan forgiven. When they calculate the forgivable loan amount, this $10,000 will be offset against that forgivable loan amount. So in other words, you cannot double dip. So you could, if you get this 10,000 and then you also get, PPP loan, and then when they forgive the loan, part of that will be offset against this 10,000. Also, one other thing, once you get the PPP loan, and then that loan you could use to pay for your payroll, rent, utilities, and then interest on loans. If you use the same funds coming from EIDL loan to pay for those things, and then you cannot later certify that you use the money from PPP program to pay for those things and get a loan forgiveness. So here's another pro tip. My advice, if you get both loans, pay PPP program money and the EIDL money, you could use EIDL money to pay for vendors like your suppliers, the things that are not covered by Paycheck Protection Program. So that way, when you apply for loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program, you will qualify for the maximum loan forgiveness. And read all these, disclosures, and then you have to certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States. So providing any fraudulent information on SBA application is a criminal offense. So make sure that you provide the correct information. And then click next, and then you could review your application. If you want to make any changes, you could edit at that point. But before you click the submit button, make sure you make a copy of the application that you're going to upload, and then on the final screen you will get a confirmation number. Make sure to save that confirmation number. That's the confirmation number that you need to follow up with the SBA if they have any questions, or if you have to upload information down the line. All right, so that's it, folks. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. It's our website, HNB Premier Tax and Accounting LLC. It's handbpremier.com. Our phone number is 718-304-7741. Have a good night. Stay safe.